I've got a little mallet. It's not very heavy, but it's great for assembling lightweight things when you don't want to hit stuff very hard. And I was given this, and I'm ashamed to say I can't remember by whom, but I was given it when a load of my stuff got stolen. And there was a split in the handle when I got it. But last week I was using it, bang, 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 and pajoing, a big chunk came out. So it doesn't affect its performance because it's not where I hold it, but it looks unsightly, doesn't it? So I've decided to replace the handle. I mean, I might replace the head as well one day, but stop it. My mate Roger sent me a piece of ash. Thank you very much, Roger. 22 by 17. And I'm going to cut the blank on the table saw, and then all the shaping is going to be done by hand. Welcome to Workshop Essentials. I want to try and remove this head without destroying it. Let's see if it'll come off. No. Let's try these. Blimey. It doesn't want to come. Oh dear, looks like we've broken the head. Is that worth repairing now? I suspect not. I suspect not. Now, in trying to remove the handle from the head on this, I've discovered that the underside of the head is cracked. This is old and it's perished. And whilst I could probably fill it with super glue, and super glue is an excellent adhesive for rubber, I think it's probably easier to make another head as well. So I'm going to replace the handle and I'm going to replace the head. So I've glued two pieces of ash together here. And one of the problems with using a wood for a small mallet is that there's not a lot of mass there. Compared with this is much denser. So I'm going to clean it up and I'm going to try and increase the density by putting some metal in there. I've bought a fishing weight and I've got to find some way of getting this inside here. These are really nice chisels. I bought these when I was a lot richer than I am now. They were expensive, but they're ever so nice. They're Japanese, and you hit them with a hammer rather than a mallet. But they are very nice to use, actually. I'm glad I've got them. Not exactly one of life's essentials, but. I like that, I reckon. Right, well, I've never done anything like this before, so flying by the seat of my pants, really. But I'm going to mark where the handle and the head meet, which is about there. And then I'm also going to mark the narrowest point, which is about there. And I'm going to work from there. Let's see. If we go from that side and from that side, they should be pretty darn similar. Yep. Excellent. One of the reasons why I use jigs so much is because I'm not very good at seeing what I'm doing. Let's see how this turns out. Well, that's nothing that a sharp chisel won't sort out. Yes, okay, it's not great, but it's not too bad either. Oh, and that's quite a nice fit. Oh, jolly good. I'll just make a saw cut down to the depth of my waist. About there. And the same on the other side. Good. Right. Now this is my dad's paring chisel. And the rest is just shaving. Oh, nice. Nicey nice. That's coming along very nicely. So now I've got to waste it in the other dimension in exactly the same way. But I'm liking this. A bit of final shaping with a rasp. It's going to get a bit difficult to hold. How far can we go before I start to cut into my vise? I think that will do. There we go. Oops, so daisy. I'm going to try casting some lead into ingots and let them into the face of the mallet. And this is going to be my mould. And I'm running out of gas. Oh no! I've always wanted to do some blacksmithing until today. This is really hard work. I ran out of gas, so I couldn't melt it. And I know that would work because I did a little bit of a test. I did get molten lead, but it lasted about 2 minutes before I ran out of gas. And I tried a hot air paint gun as well. It doesn't get hot enough. So I'm just beating the living daylights out of it. And this is really hard work. My arm is sort of tingling from doing this. And I've only made one. I've made one, a little ingot of lead, which will fit in there with a bit of glue. So that's going to work quite nicely, I think. So the sooner this job's over, the better. There we go. Leave that and trim it off. It was then a case of trimming off the lead and gluing on a couple of bog oak faces. Well, it's all cleaned up. I really should have put some finish on this ash before I started working with the bog oak. The bog oak is beautiful in its own way, of course it is, but it just makes the ash look grubby because the open pores get full of the tiniest bit of dust from the bog oak. But it's cleaned up now and it's got a good weight to it actually. In fact, it's slightly heavier than the original. I can feel. I've not weighed them, but it feels good actually. And if you don't feel like bashing a load of lead about, if you can get some lead shot, you could put that in, cover it over with epoxy or mix it up with the epoxy and then pack it in, and that would do the same job. I did try to do that. I'm not an angler, but I went to 2 angling shops and neither of them sold lead shot anymore. It all said, non-toxic weights or something, and it didn't feel anything like as heavy as the lead, which is why I used that big lead weight. But if you can get lead shot, that would be an easy and convenient way of filling those cavities. So I want to make this soft-faced. I've got a couple of pieces of leather here. It's not real leather, it's off a cheap old sofa that one of my neighbours was trying to burn in the garden. I suspect it's the leather equivalent of MDF. But a bit of spray adhesive, and that goes on there like that. And I'll just leave that for a minute or two and trim it up. And one final sand in, a couple of coats of oil, and that'll see me out, I should think. I don't know how old this is, but it'll last at least as long. So there you go. 1 repaired mallet. New handle, new head, and 2 new wedges. Trigger would be proud. Thank you very much for watching. Until the next time, enjoy your workshop. Cheerio.